So the other day it hit me. I have literally turned you into a spicy senorita slaying machine, which is awesome. I'm talking double drop one of these. Awesome. If you haven't, now is the time to drop me and the video one of these to thank me for my help in turning you into a spicy senorita slaying machine. What? Watch out. Whoa. Even though you're amazing, even though you're charming, even though your style is on point, a lot of you are making some huge dumb ass mistakes when it comes to dating. And I would hate for you to potentially sabotage an amazing relationship just because you screw the dating pooch. Today, guys, I'm going over 10 of the biggest dating mistakes most young men make. Oh, record, did you see that freaking power? Nobody wants any of this. Something else nobody wants any of is you to be sloppy drunk, which is number one. There are a bunch of downsides to drinking too much on a date, one of which is that you're not going to be as charming as you think you are. You're also not going to be as funny. The other thing is it increases your likelihood of humping a wildebeest. Not that wildebeests don't need love too. I'm not saying that, but they don't need it from you. The second biggest dating mistakes that most men make these days is always looking at your phone pixel. This is kind of like gentleman 101, right? And it also goes for you spicy senoritas that are watching the Alpha M YouTube channel, all 6 of you. Right here, it's about this. It's about talking, it's about communicating, it's about flirting, it's about winking, it's about building sexual anticipation and excitement, but you can't do that if you're always like, 1 second, baby. Well, I'm sorry, it's Brenda, right? The third biggest dating mistake most men make is, what do you want to do? I don't know. What about you? Whatever you want to do. I don't know what I want to do. What do you want to do? Make out? Plan of action. Gentlemen, do not show up to a date, whether or not it's a first date, a second date, a 37th date, without a plan of action. Nobody wants to be with the dude who's like, I don't know, whatever. Gentlemen, have a plan. And if you're picking her up, gentlemen, don't make the fourth mistake, which is have a dirty, stinky car. Now, I'm assuming you've got this under control, right? You're like, yo, of course, this isn't my first dating rodeo. I know not to be a savage and have like nasty crumbs of fries under the seat, empty water bottles rolling around, and it also shouldn't smell stinky, gentlemen. And by stinky, I'm not just talking about like nasty like farts. I'm talking about too fragrant like your amazing fragrance. Nothing worse than getting into somebody's car and it reeks like their fragrance, even if their fragrance is amazing like Rebel, Hero, King, or Villain, right? The truth is, if you are wearing way too much fragrance, not only are you gonna stink, your car is going to reek. And so what I'd recommend, guys, if you are gonna be rocking a fragrance, which I highly recommend every single one of you do, apply your fragrance at least 1 hour prior to going on your date. And in terms of how many sprays, what I would recommend is 3. For me, I go 1 shot on my neck, 1 shot on this side, and then I also do one like up my shirt on my body. But never give Big Al a squirt right now. I know a lot of you are like, yo, I'm just gonna drop one, boom, down my pants. Don't do that, gentlemen. There are other ways to keep Big Al and the boys fresh, which we'll talk about in a second. But right now, what I just want to let you know, if you are somebody that wants to take your fragrance game to the next level, you got to check out the Pete and Pedro fragrance. Rebel is amazing. It's inspired by my all-time favorite compliment-killing fragrance called Creed Aventus. Creed Aventus. When I started wearing this, it was unbelievable how many compliments I got. Every single time I'd spray it on, I would feel automatically more confident because I knew I smelled incredible. The only downside to Creed Aventus is the price, $350 for a bottle. And so I did what I do as an entrepreneur and created a fragrance, Rebel. Rebel is not a copy or a clone of Creed Aventus. It is highly, highly inspired by Creed Aventus. If you like this, you're gonna love this because this is $350 and Rebel is under $50. And with that limited time discount code, it gets even more stupid affordable. The crazy thing, guys, you could get all 4 Pete and Pedro fragrances for like literally like $200 less than you could get 1 bottle of Creed Aventus. We've got 4 amazing fragrances. Rebel, we just talked about. We've got Hero, we've got King. King is inspired by another Creed fragrance called Green Irish Tweed. It is sick, it is sexy. Hero is a light, fresh crowd pleaser that everybody loves. It's inspired by Acqua di Gio Profumo, but this is actually better and it lasts longer. And then the 4th fragrance we recently launched is actually Villain, inspired by Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille. All 4 of the fragrances come in the deluxe sample sizes. We sell them individually or as a set. Guys, I'm gonna link to the Pete and Pedro fragrances down below. Go read the reviews and make sure to use that discount code because it is sweet. The 6th biggest dating mistake that most men, not just young men, every man makes is talking shit about their ex, right? And I know that it's tempting because she may ask, ask, right? Well, tell me about your ex. Like, what happened? Inside, you're like, that woman broke my tender heart and cheated with Brad. That's, I know inside, that's what you want to say, right? But it's a huge mistake because A, it's going to bring the mood of the situation down because the woman's that you're out with now is going to be like, yo, he might not be over this ex-spicy senorita and I'm not sure I want to get with it. The other reason why talking about your ex in a negative way is bad is because she thinks, yo, if this doesn't work out, old boy's going to talk shit about me. The FM rule of talking about your ex goes something like this. Oh, my ex just didn't work out. It wasn't a good fit. I think she's great, but just not great for me. All right, do you see what I did there? Inside, you're like, freaking slut. Not that I'm bitter, right? I get it. Totally get it. The seventh thing I also get is not talking about yourself too much. It's all about talking yourself in a low-key, humble, bragging type of way, right? Because when you just come out and you're like, yo, I'm awesome. Yo, my balls smell incredible. Yo, I drive a Lambo. Yo, it's about playing it down, right? Because nobody wants to be with somebody who is an arrogant dick. And when you brag about yourself, even if your balls smell amazing, you seem like an arrogant dick. Speaking of the big D, we got to talk about something number 8 that's not super pleasant to discuss, and that is your stinky balls, aka number 8. I am not saying that you should try to get action on the first date, second date, third date. I'm not saying you should rush it at all, but in the off chance something happens, you gotta make sure that you don't kill the situation by having stinky balls. The only way you're gonna do it, hitting those bad boys with a little talc-free powder down your pants, gentlemen, and there is no better powder on the market than the Pete and Pedro powder. Now, I know some of you are like, yo, what about Chassis? Chassis can suck my balls. Fresh, friction-free balls. Because the truth is, gentlemen, Chassis is like 2018. There's a new ball sheriff in town, and it goes by the name of Pedro. Real talk, Chassis is a good product. It's just not great. And there are some problems with it. Number one, the price. Super expensive. Chassis gives you 4 ounces. Pete and Pedro gives you 5. The other downside, the Chassis, it didn't smell good. The other downside, the Chassis, it didn't work as well as I wanted it to. It was almost like too drying and chafing. Gentlemen, if you are looking to take your ball game to the next level, you got to hit that link down below and check out Pete and Pedro powder. Guys, I'm going to link to the Pete and Pedro powder down below. It is the best. Literally, go read the reviews. It's not just my opinion. Everybody agrees that this is the best powder on the market and better than Chassis. The 9th dating mistake that most young men make is that they overdo it on that first or second date. One of the big mistakes that a lot of young men make is that they go overboard, right? They're so excited to impress somebody that they throw out like every stop, right? They're like, yo, we're going here, then we're doing that, and then it's too much. It's also setting an expectation and a precedent, and it's something you will never be able to live up to. Gentlemen, take it low key. First date, don't go all crazy expensive. And last, but certainly not least, the 10th biggest dating mistake that most men make is getting too palsy and handsy too quick. In my opinion, it is a huge mistake to try to get physical way too fast. Now, you want to make out a little bit in the car, no problem, but leave them wanting more. Plus, if somebody's interested and willing to get frisky and freaky with you, like super quick, you're not the first. You're not special. They've done it before and they'll do it again. Guys, it's about finding somebody that you can connect with and roll with long term, in my opinion. But if you're somebody that just wants to get like action and frisky and freaky, there are definitely like apps that you can swipe different ways in order to do that, but just make sure that Big Al is taking care of you, wrap that rascal, and you always powder your balls.